What up, y'all? It's your boy, one and only A Switch, aka Mr. Kenny Baker, aka let me give you that a hopscotch with 2 ounces of pain, aka let me give you that let me give you these kneecaps so you feel where I'm walking from. Whatever. Bringing you yet another episode of Switch's episode. I just messed that up. Another episode of Switch's Sights. Right on the cusp of the Game Awards. Tomorrow, that's why you're getting this episode a day early. You're welcome. Don't ever say I never gave you anything, because I just did. How about them apples? A lot of interesting stuff that happened this week. And a lot of interesting that's not a word, but we're just gonna roll with it. That is gonna happen this week, especially at least highly anticipated at the Game Awards. With at least some of those details out there that we did technically talk about last episode. So today's date is December 11th, 2019. So I don't know. I just like to say the date just for archival purposes. But yeah, some interesting stuff, somewhat semi-light news, but I think some decent stuff to really get into and divulge, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. Probably the biggest thing that happened this week, or at least since we're midway through the week, is the state of play that just came out of nowhere. Technically, I think they announced it on Friday, and then they had the whole ordeal this past Tuesday. Super early in the morning, I managed to catch it before I had to go to work. But boy, I was not disappointed at all. I guess I'll just go on kind of somewhat chronologically. I think they showed Untitled Goose Game. I've yet to play that. I know it's pretty short, so I definitely plan to play that soon. And I guess to detract from that announcement of them announcing it on the PS4, Xbox was like, you know what? It's gonna be on Game Pass, so yeah, just stole whatever thunder PlayStation had for that particular game. They showed a couple other stuff that I'm not really going to touch on that didn't really necessarily speak to me. At least after that was Dreams. At least the next game that caught my attention. I know that's like the big ambitious game from the people that made Little Big Planet. Where it's like takes, hey, you can just create your own levels. Now you can just create your own damn game. How about that? They didn't give it a definitive release date. I know it's technically been in beta for a while. I've never tried it yet. But that is somewhat interesting, and at least it's going to be on my radar. I'm keeping my eyes on it. Not too keenly, but my eyes are on it. It's got my attention, It's like a booty that you just can't keep your eyes away from, Like, hey, is there? I mean, what is life if you don't look, I guess? I mean, if there was a boyfriend there, or, it's clearly known that they're taken, then yeah. But I mean, it's like, don't know why we went that route, but we did. We'll take it back, though. What else? Probably the next game that caught my attention, at least, was Babylon's Fall. It's made by with the cooperation of Square Enix and Platinum. But I was confused. I thought Platinum was bought by Microsoft, but I'm getting that mixed up with Ninja Theory, so never mind. Because yeah, they've been everywhere this year. Technically, like what? No, I guess they haven't really been with Xbox necessarily. I know they obviously made Astral Chain for the Nintendo Switch. I still gotta finish that at some point. But for this game, it's basically just what you would expect from a Platinum game. I guess technically, with the help of Square Enix, where nothing necessarily stood out from what I saw, but it has at least the tried and true traditional combat of what's expected of a platinum game. A little bit of Devil May Cry pizzazz in there with the air juggling and stuff. Well, I guess I can't. Yeah, Devil May Cry did pioneer it in terms of that type of combat anyway. So I say it still is within Devil May Cry. I say the more iconic or original aspect of Devil May Cry is juggling enemies in the air with your guns by shooting them in the air, whatever. But doing combat in midair necessarily, I have to check that. But I think, at least most notably, was Devil May Cry that kind of technically brought that on the map when you think about it. So, nonetheless, it was cool. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on it. It didn't like, oh, I gotta pre-order it now. I gotta, oh man, oh it's so, oh good, oh no. It seemed like it did what it wanted. I don't know. It was cool. I guess you can take enemy swords and possess them or something. At least that's what the trailer kind of hinted at. But we'll see. Wasn't too crazy. Wasn't too like, oh man, this is mind blowing. But I'd pick it up. Maybe I'd probably wait if there's a lot of competition. If it were to come out that month, I would definitely pick it up at maybe a reduced price that would have came out to be or something like that. I don't know. That's what it looked like. So, but we all know what the biggest showstopper of this direct, or I keep calling, well, yeah, because it's like basically a ripoff of Nintendo's direct, or video format of showing games in a very quick and efficient manner. But we all know what stole the show. Apparently there was like a tease at the beginning that I missed. I just like right on the dot, because I was trying to get that sleep in. I was like, okay, all right, let me see what they're talking about. And then I guess there's supposedly, like, in the same vein as a Final Fantasy Remake's announcement of the trailer before, where they had the Final Fantasy prompt sound. They had the Resident Evil 3 prompt sound as well. Yeah, they started off weird, which would have made sense if we didn't get the leak earlier, but they started it off with hey, let's show you the single player component to our multiplayer game, Project Resistance. Everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, yeah, fine. And then they showed it. It was somewhat mysterious. They were basically showing all of the Resident Evil recap of Resident Evil, in a sense, with the weirdness of showing the time of pretty much presumably how the whole story of Resident Evil 2 took place, at least in terms of the remake specifically. So they got to a specific point, and then they basically, in the trailer, the clock rewind all the way back, even before presumably the start of Resident Evil 2. And then they showed this weird trailer that it was like in first person, like a good portion of the time, where the said person, at least obviously After Effects Jill, is getting chased by what seems to, I'm pretty sure it was Nemesis. Some people are saying it was the Tyrant or Mr. X, but I'm pretty certain at one particular moment, while she was getting chased, we're looking at a Nemesis before going away. You could hear it. It was somewhat semi-faint, like if there was a lot of noise in the room, you wouldn't be able to pick it up. But I clearly, for sure, heard stars. So that leads me to believe it's got to be Nemesis. I don't think it's Mr. X, even though that's the possibility too, where at least in terms of the Resident Evil canon, specifically in terms of the surrounding the Raccoon City incident, especially as indicated by Resident Evil Outbreak and some of the other side games and stuff, that there were multiple Mr. X's. So The one that's in Resident Evil 2, there's actually a lot of other ones that were spread out throughout the city, as indicated by, a lot of various Resident Evil lore in terms of all the events surrounding Raccoon City or whatever. So it still could be a possibility. What would be a freaking damn, just freaking pipe dream would be, and also just tremendous great fan service for big fans of the series, is if freaking some way, shape, or form, however it may be, somehow, some way, Mr. X and Nemesis just get into a fight. They just start duking it out. Like, hey, this is mine. And Nemesis like, stars. Hey, I get all these stars members. And then, actually, by the side note, it would be pretty. It'd be pretty damn awesome if Nemesis had if that was literally his voice. He actually had a clear line of dialogue. Like, hey, these are my stars members. He got this southern accent out of nowhere. These are my stars members. You get out my damn way. He speaks like just straight up not legible, but straight cohesive language, even more so than us. That'd be funny. Take away from the scariness, but it would still be pretty funny. I don't know. It might be. I'd like that angle. It might work. You never know. I'm getting too ambitious on that though, but that's probably straying too far from the original material. Maybe some cool added DLC or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Get your ass on my way. I got these stars members to kill. Stars. I kind of really do want that now. I kind of really do. Very selfish of me, but these damn stars members out of my face. I don't know. That's so damn funny to me. Okay. But I digress. So, yeah, man, I love like some way, somehow that maybe it's some conflict in his mental programming, or how they're maybe revamping Nemesis in terms of his process of picking stars members, or, if there's maybe some additional added protocol that probably, adds a variant to his protocol to kill stars members. So if there's an exception, like if somebody's interfering with me, killing a stars members, that he'll instead just decimate anybody who gets in his way, while his primary objective is to kill stars members, which it's probably pretty safe to say that that's probably how his MO is going to be in this one, since they've if Resident Evil 2 Remake's any indication, that they're sticking very true to the source material and respecting that as much as they can, while at the same time kind of exploring more and fleshing some stuff out to make it a more complete package than what it was when it originally came out. So I am all for it. This is probably definitely the best game to benefit from the remake treatment, since admittedly this Resident Evil 3 is probably the weakest of at least the recent games that are at least we've confirmed to be remade. Code Veronica was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Could it use a remake? Of course. I definitely would welcome a remake, but of the two, I think 3 has the most to benefit from a remake treatment in terms of fleshing some more stuff out, and just overall just making the game experience way more fun. So yeah. So at least to try to divulge more into the trailer, that was such a weird choice in terms of having that first person aspect. I guess maybe it's just a one-off to build more, I guess, scariness thing, because like at least in the trailer it looked pretty much like you were controlling uh Jill in first person, specifically in-game engine. So I'm very curious to see how that's gonna play out in actuality. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. I got very scared at first because I'm like, oh no, please don't. They're not gonna put this all in first person. That is just gonna be the biggest mistake. Unfortunately, after the fact, after the trailer, that you got a little tidbit of the traditional third person, similar to Resident Evil 2 remake, there in the trailer, but then they released a development or thank you message video, kind of somewhat confirming some stuff regarding Resident Evil 3, some of the minor details, which at least in that aspect they did confirm that yes, this is going to be third person over the shoulder. So I'm like, whew, all right, thank goodness. You almost had us for a minute there. So they had that aspect, and they show a lot of other aspects, like Brad Vickers. He it's weird now. He's less chicken heart Brad Vickers, like we all know and love. Well, maybe not necessarily love. That's kind of maybe up for discretion, but it was pretty cool either way. Kind of to see him have the remake treatment, in terms of this one. So very interested to see how they're going to treat all that. Maybe if he gets the same treatment as Marvin Branagh, where he's maybe has a little bit more prominent role, it might last a bit longer, and who knows, probably not likely considering past Resident Evil 2's events, but that he might serve a little bit more prominent role than he had in the original Resident Evil 3. So that is going to be pretty damn awesome to see. You saw show Mikhail. I'm gonna say Mikhail. That sounds the most accurate for me. He looked pretty cool. He looks a little bit older compared to what he looks like in the Resident Evil 3, but looks cool nonetheless. You saw pretty much a lot of the familiar locations. They showed this weird guy who looked very different from the dude from Resident Evil 3. Like the area at least looks like it's the starting area where you start the whole campaign after, I guess, the initial moment or cutscene from Resident Evil 3, where you have the big the fat guy. No, don't open this door. Or, I don't care. I don't care about all of you. Where he lost his daughter or whatever, and he was just scorned or whatever. You never know what happened to him either. I guess it's safe to presume that he's dead. Obviously, at this point, if he didn't get out the thing, and then, not to try to spoil it for at least I guess a 20-year-old game, but the events after the end of 3 don't really seem likely to suggest that that guy survived, but who knows? Maybe he does somehow. I don't know. Maybe, I'm pretty sure we'll get some explanation there, or maybe that guy replaced that guy in this remake in that sense, but hard to tell. But outside of that, you saw freaking Nikolai, dumb bitch ass Nikolai. Saw his ass. And then you also saw the one black guy. I forgot his name though. Black guy with the glasses. He had a very minimal appearance in the game originally, but curious to see how that's gonna flesh out. Also saw Carlos in action. He looking kind of dope. Still, he said he had to put Resident Evil, Tekken on hold real quick. He's like, hey, you know what? Hey, my boys in Umbrella, they need me. I gotta help them out. So that's gonna be pretty cool to see. I'm very curious how they are going to if I would assume they're gonna beef up his portion of the main campaign somehow. I'm curious if that's maybe where we'll possibly see the crossover into Resident Evil 2. Since I think from a timeline perspective, While Jill is unconscious, that's kind of around when the events of Resident Evil 2 start up. And then I think that probably be a perfect, cool fan service crossover route to kind of intertwine that with Resident Evil 2 to some extent. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to all of that, all of it. Then towards the end, they at least tease Nemesis. They haven't really shown him in his full form yet necessarily. They showed a couple of screenshots there, but nothing very definitive that will at least give you a clear indication of what he looks like for the most part. I mean, you get his upper body and all that, but that's about it. Liking the elaboration of the umbrella lab, how they're kind of it seems like, which it will be really cool overall, kind of giving you more backstory on how Nemesis is created, which especially for a remake is definitely valid, and especially considering that this guy's presumably, if the original is any indication, gonna follow you through the whole damn game in the most scary, irritating way. So I think that only makes sense at this point to kind of give you a little bit more backstory of what makes this freaking asshole tick, and kind of what his motives are and all that. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they're going to do that. You saw in the trailer like they beefed his ass up, giving all this juice. So juicy. I couldn't resist giving all that juice. Wonder how much Nemesis bench. He probably bench at least. He probably bench 800 easily. 800 easily. Probably 1,000. 1,000 is his max. Max out. Might need a spot. But he can get it. He'll put it up though. But yeah. And then towards the end, I like how they're kind of. Well, at first I thought they were harking on Jill getting infected, but I think this is more so them elaborating on Jill getting PTSD after events of the original Resident Evil 1, and the events that obviously transpired there, that when you think about it could be pretty scarring for somebody to kind of experience that traumatizing experience and survive it to tell the tale or whatever. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how they kind of explore that. So overall, pretty damn cool, man. What else? After that, they did this is a pretty cool treat if you really analyze the trailer and was slowing it down, and like my ass did. If you do that at the end, and it's very easy to miss. I don't even think you could technically decipher it without slowing it down, analyzing it. They actually showed a hunter. What it seemed to pretty much look like a hunter. Maybe it could have been a chimera, but I'm pretty sure it was a hunter. Claws and everything, because I think the hunters were in 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in 3. Not in 2, but in 3 for sure. So that's probably a pretty safe bet that the hunters are coming back. It looked just like it. It was like a side angle where it showed the claws, the face. It looked very similar to a hunter. That's probably, I think it was technically the first time we see a hunter in the new Resident Evil engine. So all in all, that's pretty damn great. A lot to look forward to there. Yeah, the hunter was. Yeah, I remember that. It was particularly Carlos's segment where yeah. So hunters, yeah, that's got to be a hunter. That's for sure got to be a hunter. I'm assuming it is. So pretty damn cool. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Outside of that, yeah, that was pretty much the trailer in all its entirety. And I guess to go over that message from Capcom regarding Resident Evil, kind of elaborate on some details. For that aspect, they did show some interesting things. They actually show kind of the outbreak in its entirety, as it was like going on, which technically, Resident Evil 2 didn't, because in terms of the timeline, I think, yeah, pretty much everything already was over with in terms of just the initial outbreak. So in line with Resident Evil 3, I think we're definitely going to see a lot more of the outbreak actually happening and being in it, which they did show in terms of some of the gameplay they did. Then as well with the mechanic, you definitely saw the dodge mechanic coming back to some extent. So I'm guessing it's probably just going to be a dedicated button now. And that's one aspect they did divulge in this video, that it's actually going to be more action focused, in line with the original game, which is very great. Just I'm a fan for just them being as pure to the original material as they possibly can, while at the same time kind of having that judgment to kind of maybe deviate if need to, or try to make the game better in cases where it does make sense. So all in all, that sounds pretty awesome. I'm curious if melee combat's gonna come back to some extent, where you get the button QTE button prompts if you stagger the enemy in a right angle or something like that, or maybe it's gonna be a different type of requirement to do that now. But all in all, I'm definitely all for that. It's gonna be looking pretty great, at least from what I've seen. So I can't wait to see what action elements are they gonna put into this one, because I think it's, if all comes to be, it could be like just a great perfect blend of Resident Evil 2 with a little bit of enough of Resident Evil 4, in terms of having that great blend of horror and action. Which, boy, if that comes to be, that's going to be just grand. She's just perfection. Just pure unadulterated perfection. Boy, yeah. That's going to be good. That's going to be great. Boy. Yeah, especially considering the track record and all that. And then another detail, well, I guess, since we've been clearly ignoring it, was basically that Project Resistance and Resident Evil 3 are going to be within the same game, or they're going to be bundled with each other. Whether you want I guess if you're the very rare breed that just, I don't want to play Resident Evil 3 remake, I want to play that Project Resistance though. That's what I really want to play. Whoever you are, yeah, you at least you get Project Resistance. I mean, you do get that. You just have to buy Resident Evil 3 remake with it. Yeah, that kind of sucks, I guess. I'm guessing they probably will sell it separately or something. Or no, maybe either way they'll force you. I'm pretty sure they'll force you either way. I mean, most people want to play one. Obviously, most people everybody want to play Resident Evil 3 remake over Resistance, include myself. But I'll give it a shot, see how much they changed since the beta. Like I said before, during my impressions of getting the privilege to play the beta, thanks Capcom, that it's fine. It isn't like the Resident Evil Outbreak that I wanted, but I'd play it for a bit, maybe get bored at a time, and then I'd stop it. But I'd play it for a decent amount of time, see what the game's about, maybe explore enough to get a good concept, and go from there. But I just really wanted it to be a straight up Outbreak, and they had the perfect opportunity to do so too. They just could have, they bundled. That would have been. Now I'm kind of mad. I definitely would have just like a remade Outbreak alongside Resident Evil 3 in its entirety. That would have been the dream, man. It really would have. Someday. One day, maybe. Maybe after they're done just remaking everything, they're like, you know what, Resident Evil Outbreak, yeah, let's go around actually remaking that now. So that still disappoints me. It's okay. At least I can still play it right now if I wanted to, which I do plan to do that at some point. So it's been a minute since I played some Outbreak. Now's a good time more than ever. All this hype Resident Evil 3 coming out. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Um, what else regarding Resident Evil 3 that oh yeah, there was some weird some interesting I only bring this up because it was an interesting discussion, if anything. So from the guys at Kind of Funny, in particular Imran Khan, he had word that supposedly, allegedly, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 were supposed to be originally one package that was going to come out much earlier, but was deemed to be found out to be too much work. So they ultimately split the games up in their as they originally were, but whatever, in order to get them out. So that at least if that rumor somewhat adds more credence to why this game is able to come out so quick after it was announced. But it's a lot of stuff in that doesn't necessarily make sense. Like, if that's the case, then, well, I mean, it just doesn't make sense, because, like, why would they bundle two games together when they could split them up like they originally were, and you would get, you know, get us to pay for each one separately and get more money in your pocket. That doesn't seem to add up to me, why they would avoid that. Maybe just a genuine goodwill, good faith effort for, fans of the series. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're a business and you still need to make money, though. So part of me still doesn't believe that, or at least that being really feasible to do. I guess on the other side, I mean, the lack of a legitimate zapping system, or kind of like a legitimate, like, fully fleshed out alternate scenario that's like drastically different from the A scenario, which arguably the A and B scenarios in the remake are pretty fairly the same, with just a minor adjustment here and there, not too drastic or drastic enough to be like, wow, this is a totally completely different campaign. So that, and them probably banking on having RE3 right after that to have these two together in that sense, that seems to somewhat kind of make sense. But still, why would you? It just doesn't make sense to have two games that are legitimately fleshed out games on their own to be bundled together, even though they would technically make the most sense out of everything, since they are roughly in the same time frame and do cross over each other. But I don't know, man. It's an interesting discussion, and it makes sense. That's why they're bundling in Project Resistance for Resident Evil 3, since that was a game that they were going to release either way. But I don't know. I don't really buy it. It just doesn't seem, from a business standpoint, make that much sense, and it doesn't seem like something that would even leave the development floor, or to even be feasible to do at all. So yeah, I don't really believe that, but I thought it was an interesting aspect to bring up. I'm pretty sure it was probably at least an idea at some point that was maybe just squashed pretty quickly, but how they're making it to be, and this is from PlayStation Life, which is the credibility is in and of itself is a little bit suggestive there too. But we'll probably find this out after the fact, where they're gonna have a post release RE3 dinner, and all the developers discuss, oh man, it was so horrible, oh man, if we just bundled them together, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting to bring up, just on the fact that it's a interesting, I guess, concept to explore and kind of see the feasibility of it, if that makes sense. So I thought it was interesting nonetheless. But yeah, Nemesis looks cool from this screenshot. He looks pretty good. I just wish I got to see his whole outfit, which they don't show it. They don't show him like his full model in entirety. But I'm I'm a Resident Evil ambassador, so I guess that's like a program for fans of the series, and they get included with mainly feedback, with occasionally being able to get in the beta like I was. So right after this announcement, they did submit like a questionnaire in terms of finding out some information about the about what was I saying? Some information about what you want to see regarding the information about the game overall, and they asked what the most you want to hear about. So I forgot the choices. There was like the action elements, characters, and something else. At least what I said specifically, or I wanted to know about the most, is the action elements, because I'm very curious to see if how they are going to differentiate this with this having a more focused action element, and how they're going to like kind of explore that, especially with this type of game format, especially having the immaculate frame of reference from like Resident Evil 4 or 5 for some people 6. I mean, I think the action was solid for 6. I think just the biggest issue people had with that game was just that it was so action-y that it just compromised the identity of what made Resident Evil, with the exception like Leon's campaign and yeah, I guess technically Jake's I like, but I know Chris was the weakest in my opinion, which I think a lot of people would agree. But yeah, it is what it is. So hopefully we're probably gonna get like our bum rush a lot of good details and news. I think they're looking to announce this stuff um in December next week, December 19th or something like that. They're going to have a special show where they're going to basically answer the most common requested questions or something like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And man, I forgot to even talk about the release date, April 3rd, 2020. That shit is close as hell. And I am so satisfied with that. Having that very short turnaround. I'm all for it. It's a reasonable time. That's probably the shortest they could do. And, gets people to pre-order, set up for the game. Also, by the way, that collector's edition looks pretty damn great. I'm on that. I'm just letting y'all know. It looking great. All them pre-orders gone. They gone. They gone, man. They gone. So, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Jill looks good, looking fine still, in motion, looking fine. Carlos looking great. Took a break from Tekken, wanted to help out. I got to respect him for that. Project Resistance, yeah, I'm going to still play that. So, I mean, all in all, pretty satisfied with the trailer. Probably the biggest, just unfortunate thing was that this got leaked. I think that ruined a lot of the, luster of that announcement. Because, like, let's say, we was like, oh, cool, state of play. I wonder what they're going to announce. And then, how they came about it, like, yeah, let's discuss the single player component for Project Resistance, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then, then they show this. I'm like, oh shit, oh my god, Resident Evil 3. Oh, it's true. The rumors were true. And then, but at the same weird time, it's like a lot of people wouldn't get up for this. It was 6 a.m. for Pacific people, so I think in of itself, people wouldn't have caught this trailer. They would have caught them by surprise, and then they're like, "Oh my, what? Oh man, oh no!" And they see it after the fact. But either way, it's unfortunate. Regardless, I leaks are just a double-edged sword. They're good at this, good just that they like, oh, this is juicy. We should know this, but we do. Ooh. And then at the same time, I was like, well, I would have liked to be surprised by that too. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of thing, really. But I mean, I wasn't necessarily bummed finding this out earlier than we did. And then there's always that period of like, is it actually is it actually legit? Is it actually real? Are they? Is it just fake? And then that all kind of cool, interesting, like speculation too, which is kind of always fun too in of itself. So I mean, it's fine. I just wish whoever I'm curious who's at fault here because this was clearly leaked from being released at the PlayStation Store early. I don't know if it technically would be on PlayStation or Capcom's end. A part of me feels like it's PlayStation at fault. That maybe I don't know some average Joe who's little soft around the ears. Is that the term they use? Soft around the ears. I'm probably probably butchering that phrase, but you know what I mean. Green around the eyes. That's probably not it either, but you know what I mean. Soft on the butt. I don't know. That sounds like something that somebody would say. That sounds like somebody who's seasoned and experienced would say to somebody that's younger and inexperienced. I would assume. But who am I to speculate and guess in that respect? I mean, I got some years on me. Okay, I could do that. All right. I make my own terms. Hey, you little butter on the biscuit, aren't you? That sounds very sexually suggestive. But I don't. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Let me turn that. Let me make that Michigan U-turn. Let me make that Michigan U-turn real quick. So, yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was talking about. That totally detracted me. But I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, in regards to leak. So, yeah, it's a good and bad, you know. It nonetheless, I'm very glad that we've got this, that it is real. Resident Evil 3 is real, that they're remaking it. Oh, it's so good. I think now now with all these remakes that Capcom's making is now just a speculation what they are going to remake next. I think honestly, probably the most deserving, at least in my opinion, is definitely Code Veronica. I feel like they're gonna just go chronologically to some extent. Probably maybe slow it down a bit. Probably hear about Resident Evil 8 after this. After a while, and then probably Code Veronica, and then I think they'll kind of slow it down, and then I guess they'll do Resident Evil 4 at some point. Part of me just don't want them to touch it because there's so much perfection, and just to see it any lesser than perfect is just gonna break my heart for a game that is so near and dear to me. But I mean, I'ma still play it though. I can't even lie and say like, yeah. I mean, regardless, I mean, whatever I feel about, I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna play it though. That's for certain. It could even be even more perfect. It could even be even more perfect. That's potential, and that could potentially happen. They could like leave it unscathed and make it even more better than it is, but at the cost that it possibly can't be any of that. It's interesting. And then there was also people talking about like, well, maybe at this point why don't we just remake the first remake? That's just, I don't know. That just something just feels weird about that. It's like, yeah, you just go, how you just gonna keep remaking the first one? The first one just looks good and already, and it was recently remade or updated for current gen consoles. I guess, but I don't know. This is weird. It's like I know I'm gonna buy it either way, but it's like something weirdly like exploity about it, if that makes sense. That like it's like don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, it's like, well, you can have this Mercedes, but you could also have this Lamborghini right here. How about that? It may not work reliably all the time, but it's a Lamborghini, so you like it, right? Huh? Yeah, yeah. Put your butt in there, all right? Feel that leather. You like that? Yeah, yeah. That's some good leather, isn't it? All right, I'm getting ready to. Did not mean to make it creepy. Oh. That's not how I am, okay? That is not how I am. But I don't know, man. I'm just very conflicted in terms of kind of what this sets as a precedent for, future Capcom IP. I mean, of course, would I want a Dino Crisis remake? You damn Skippy. Would I want an Onimusha remake? You damn Skippy. But for Resident Evil specifically, a part of me is starting to feel like, man, am I being just exploited right now? Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I like it. I'm gonna play them, get every one that comes out, but it's like, I feel a little dirty, like I'm a $3 hole on the street or something that knows no better. But I guess that's the discussion for another day. I don't know. Boy, I'm sorry. I had to go balls deep. Boy, I had to go balls deep in Resident Evil 3. Okay, I had to. It was only necessary. All right. Love me some Resident Evil. All right. So I think we pretty much covered everything, every aspect I could think of regarding Resident Evil 3. Cannot wait for it. April 3rd can't come here soon enough. And then on top of that, I think that's around Last of Us. I think Last of Us comes out maybe like a couple weeks after Final Fantasy 7. We get some time with Final Fantasy before this though, but boy, 2020 already is looking great. Then on top of that, we gonna get the new consoles towards the end of the year. 2020 is gonna be fantastic, man. It really is. It really is. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My hands are so excited. It's just perspiration. It's perspiration from all the excitement. Perspirationally excited. Whatever world that makes sense, I don't know. You tell me. So, boy, that was just some juicy Resident Evil stuff, man. Sorry, it got me a little riled up. Moving on. Phil Spencer, the dude that just took home and, just shoddily or, boastfully, had to tell the whole world that he got his next Xbox home to test and shove it in all the faces. So he said, at least semi-confirmed, not necessarily semi-confirmed, but did at least somewhat nail down some details and saying that the Project Scarlet name will reflect capabilities. So I guess to somewhat give us something to latch on to in terms of somewhat speculating and grounding our suspicions in terms of what it is going to be called. So let's quote. After sitting down with the head, blah blah blah, especially when compared to Squeak Like. So he did say, it has been named as of yet, but I'm pretty sure they've got to be close to getting a name down. So he said our naming convention has been around what we think the capabilities are. He continued, Xbox 360 was about the entertainment experience around the box, and the box being in the center of that entertainment experience. Xbox One, if you remember, our branding earlier on, was always on input, all in one. Those names were really built around the purpose of the box. I don't feel like I need to follow in their footsteps because they're kind of self-contained, Spencer concluded. So, so that kind of opens up, I guess, the speculation a little bit, but at the same time, brings things down to earth. So, personally, I think the best name for the next Xbox is going to be the Xbox Infinite or Xbox Infinity. That seems to make the most logical sense. Obviously, they're going to stick away from numbering convention because I'm pretty sure it's just some marketing kind of theory or maybe Bible to go by, is that you don't want to number number, at least I guess I'm assuming specifically with consoles or technically anything, you don't want to number something where it is inferior to a direct competitor. So like obviously with PlayStation 5, PlayStation is PlayStation 5. So with Xbox, technically this would be the fourth OG Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Yeah, so this would technically, if they wanted to be that brave, they'd be the Xbox 4, or they technically could pull a what since it is the same company that did it as well, they could pull a Microsoft or a Samsung and like skip a number just to directly compete. So they could like, you know what? No, Xbox 5. How about that? Suck it, Sony. Xbox 5. How do you like that? And then, or like yeah, because Windows skipped 9 to go to 10. The Samsung Note, after all the just shit fire that was the Galaxy Note 7 with the exploding battery and all that, they skipped. I think they went right to 10. I think they skipped like two numbers. No, I think they had that Note 8. I think they skipped 8. I think they skipped 8. They had the 9 and then the 10, I want to say. But I know for sure they skipped a number somewhere in there. So, I mean, technically they could do that if they want. I mean, people will, be like, well, so what happened to the Xbox 4? Where's that? Like, oh, well, we all know this is the Xbox 4, but why are they calling it the 5? And, people will complain about it and then they'll probably accept it after that. But I doubt they're gonna do that. But that could be an option if they wanted to. We bring you the Xbox 5. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Xbox at this point. I don't know. It's hard to kind of, I guess because of the naming conventions already, it just seems weird to just call it a number after kind of their legacy of staying away or straying from numbers. So, my opinion, I think we're gonna get an Xbox Infinity. That seems I like kind of the terminology, the suggestiveness of what the console entails. I think that's probably the best choice. And a lot of people have agreed in terms of speculation as well. Xbox Infinite, Halo Infinite. Maybe it just could have been under our noses all along, where actually that is kind of just a suggestion of the platform exclusivity, even though technically Halo Infinite is going to be on the original Xbox One line of consoles as well. So if either way, it still is I don't know, indicative of possibility of kind of the next Xbox kind of going in a definitely way more positive direction, at least off the bat, than than Xbox One, and just the shot in the foot to start off the console race. And obviously it definitely hurt them in the long run. So unfortunate, but I think I'm very surprised. I'd be very surprised if they went anywhere. I guess my top ones, Xbox Infinite, or just they might just go straight Xbox and just stay along with their line of names, just keeping it just conventional. Because everybody who knows what an Xbox is, they just, oh hey, yeah, let's play some Xbox, blah blah blah, whatever. So they could probably kind of go the Apple route and just make it kind of a suggestive term, like just a next gen Xbox. This is technically, they'll maybe have some weird term. Maybe this is the 8th gen of Xbox and skip numbers, but it won't be like blatantly obvious, like if they were to just directly name it like that too. So the possibilities are infinite. I'm sorry for that, but I couldn't help it. I get the alley oop, I have to dunk it. I'm sorry. What up, Nate? How's it going, man? So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking so damn forward to it. It's got to be Xbox Infinite. It's just, it's right there. It's right there. You can knock it out the park right there. Xbox Infinite. It would, it would, it would definitely have a chance to compete with PlayStation 5. It's like PlayStation 5 or Xbox Infinite. It just has a nice ring to it, I think. So we'll see. We'll see if Xbox listens, Microsoft listens to our prayers and desires to give them a chance. But I mean, if the direction Xbox Microsoft is going now is any indication, you can definitely tell they're definitely listening to consumer feedback, especially for us hardcore fans of games and particularly the Xbox console as well. So, man. They got the opportunity. They got the opportunity to compete, man. Hopefully they don't mess it up. I don't think they will, but it's always that possibility. Like, we're gonna name this the ladies and gentlemen. We like to announce the Xbox Toaster. Like, come on, man. Oh my God, Microsoft, you almost had it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we announce to you presenting a new experience in gaming. Xbox Booty. Like, oh, come on. Oh, Microsoft. Oh, Booty. No. What? Oh, man. Oh, it has an exclusive has an exclusive Pornhub app. What? Come on, X. What are you doing, Xbox? Oh my God! Stop it! Just stop it! Oh, no, no! All the hardcore fans are just crying. What are you doing? Oh my God! You're destroying my. I loved Xbox. Oh, what is this? This is an insult. Oh. Oh, oh, that'll be. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh, that would be. I'd be so mad, but I'd be. Oh. Oh, that would be so horrible. But that would be so damn funny at the same. Oh man. They be like, "Psych, we got you." Actually, it's Xbox Infinite. We sorry. We did. We was just messing with you. We was just dangling your balls a little bit. Sorry about that. Matt Booty comes out. Matt Booty of Xbox. Guys, just wanted to let you know. I mean, I couldn't better attest it. This is Xbox. It's like you're actually getting booty. So my name is Matt Booty, so it only makes sense. I had to do it. I'm sorry, guys. Xbox Booty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He apologizes right after, Oh man, I cannot get over that. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. 2016, boy. Shoot. I can't even remember. Couldn't even remember. Boy. That took me out. I'm sorry. That took me out. They just blatantly just mess it up that bad. I just be, what? Why? Oh man. It's like somebody gave you an alley-oop and you just swatted it. Xbox Booty. Oh, damn it. Okay. I'm sorry. That took me out. Just thinking about everybody's faces. Just the drop, just the despair, the disappointment. Xbox Game Pass. Uh, everything going great, and then Xbox booty, just butt cheeks. That's the iconography. That's gonna be the box art for the like. I can't give this to my child. What? What is this? All love Xbox. All love. I'm only coming from a place of love. You know that. Okay. I'm sorry. That took me out. That took me out. Oh, let me get my cheeks back. no, no pun intended. So, whew, boy. All right. So, man, that boy, that who? How mature am I? Jesus. He's oh man. Okay. So yeah, in other news, Streets of Rage 4. They brought the boy back. They brought the boy back. He came back stunting on him. Adam Hunter back in Streets of Rage 4. Boy, and he looking pretty good. I saw the trailer. Oh man, he looking great. He looking great. Looking great. Also in terms of just the great representation. So it was like, at least for the cast reveal so far, literally got half and half black people, half white people. That's great to see. You never see that nowadays in terms of just streamlined, mainline, popular games. That's gonna be great, man. This game is gonna be great. I mean, just from what I've seen, just the love and care, at least as you could see from the developer diaries for this game, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a great time with it. Really wish they'd confirm, get a date down, but I'm totally fine. Hey, you know what? Take your time. Take your time. I know it's like lizardcube.emu, some other developer. But man, take your time. Take your time. You don't have to rush. Just let this be perfect. Just let it be perfect. That's all you need to do. But boy, yeah, I thought they was gonna have some inspirations from the Streets of Rage remake. Doesn't look like there's much in there from that. So, but just fine. I'm not asking for anything like that. But I do like what they did. They went a little wild, a little creative. I don't necessarily see any, like, I guess, hints towards his previous his stuff from Resident Evil, from the original Streets of Rage 1. Maybe there is or stuff that I didn't catch. But he looking great. Look like he's like, hey, y'all fighting? Y'all need some help? Let me get these shades off. Let me put my knuckles in the ground for you. Literally what it felt like he came out to do. So, but yeah, man, looking forward to this game. At least from the art, it seems like there might be I think there's at least one last character to reveal. There might be a fourth, at least from the back of the cover art of the game. I think pretty sure they obviously intentionally did that to get you to speculate. But this dude looked like it seemed like he has a robotic arm, and then he looks kind of Samoan or Japanese with the ponytail. Hard to tell, but he looks like a bigger guy. That's why I'm only leaning towards Samoan. And then that'd be kind of I like that more since we haven't necessarily seen that a lot. Well, I mean, Apex Legends, you got the one dude, but still not enough. I mean, not as much Samoan representation in games as much as there should be. I mean, general representation overall, regardless. So, but boy, I'm excited. Man, they did a good job. Sega, you the real MVP right now. Boy, I'm just saying. So, sorry, that's enough of me gushing over all that. It's just great. It's just great. This is a great time to be a gamer, man. I mean, I keep saying that like every damn week, but I mean, this game is just at its finest. We just getting so many dreams. Shenmue 3 came out. I ain't even got time to play that yet. I mean, Resident Evil 2, Final Fantasy 7 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake. God. It's just so great. Everything is great right now. I'm just saying, if you're not a gamer, then what are you doing right now? Or not being involved in gaming to some extent. I'm just saying. Okay, that's enough news. I went on a damn rant, man. Um, at least cover what I've been playing. Appreciate the bits, Nate. Thank you, man. Hey, you know it. I'm trying. Um, definitely I've been grinding Modern Warfare at least earlier this week. Or more or less towards the weekend. I was trying to unlock these damn characters. I don't know why. It's like I'm not even gonna use them. I normally stick to one or two folks, but it's just this weird, compelling, underlying subconscious drive that I had for me to just do it. So I did. And then, 500 kills with an LMG later, I got the one dude, doing 25 executions. Got the other guy. I mean, it was a dude with the ghillie suit. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little fulfilled now. And then, I'm not sure if I talked about it last episode. I think I did, or I touched on it at least, that Call of Duty has their first season out now where you can pay for it. And then I believe if you actually complete all the tiers, which is 100, you get you get all your money back, which you can use for other miscellaneous stuff, or buy the next season, which I most likely would do, just buy the next season technically for free. So I guess that's kind of a weird thing where they forced to keep you invested in the game, to keep playing it, to get your money back, which is not a bad opposition, especially if this is like your only game. Your meat and bread and butter, whatever, all whatever that entails. So yeah, man. So I mean, Call of Duty just gonna be Call of Duty. I'm loving it though. I'm loving it. This probably gonna be the biggest Call of Duty game I've stuck with consistently for a while. I can't think. Probably the only game Call of Duty before that was probably Modern Warfare 2. Probably Modern Warfare 2. I can't think of maybe the Black Ops 3 and 4 2 were up there too as well, but I don't know. This feels like it's gonna stick with me for a while. The graphics good, gameplay solid, netcode feels pretty good. Doesn't feel necessarily ripped off in most cases. I know there's probably some exceptions here and there, but overall, thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah, man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Might as well call me Lucio. You're gonna have a good time, man. You're doing great. Also got around to playing Monster Hunter World, getting back into that. All these updates that were coming out. So I kind of caught up a little bit on those. I fought the Rajang, Rabitch. That's what it should be, because he a bitch. He bitch made. I tried playing with other folks in terms of matchmaking, but man, it's just pot luck, because like it seems like the most difficult monsters, I always do my part. Maybe I faint once, at least once. I give them that one time. Then somebody joins my game, somebody gets killed, another person comes and get killed, or the same person gets killed twice, and then that's it. So then it's like I'm just better off just fighting it myself, because like I can't rely on somebody consistently, at least specifically matchmaking standpoint, that will be able to perform and get these quests done, because I don't got time to waste. My time is limited. I'm trying to use it efficiently as much as possible, but that's kind of difficult with randos that don't know what they're doing, varying. But I digress. This is coming from, like, I don't know, maybe this is coming from a very hardcore, I don't know, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a hardcore Monster Monster Hunter player that had a lot of experience from previous Monster Hunter games, especially the much harder ones and the not so hand holding ones as they are now. But I digress. So, but either way, I beat Rajang, and it was another monster I think that came out. Oh yeah, the Stygian Zenogre, beat his ass. Get off me. Who else? Oh, that was it. It was some other quest where there's it was some evolved form of the Xenojiva. I don't think they have an official term for it, but it seems like it's an event quest like the Kove Teroth or whatever. So that's just been I beat his ass though too. I mean, I didn't kill him, but I beat his ass enough that he left cuz he a bitch. So, hey, it is what it is. I mean, he shouldn't have came around our parts talking that mess. And that's what happens when you come around our parts and you talk that mess. You get your clapped, okay? You get your clapped. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I just had to. These monsters think they could be stomping around us like they own us, but they don't. We own them. We own them. They don't own us. We own them, okay? Got to tell them who's boss. That's all I'm saying. And probably the biggest, oh man, oh, let me tell you. So, around, I did catch Capcom's final world tour. I forgot the official term, but their final exclusive tournament tour for all the best of the best in Tekken 7. So I was catching that, anticipation of announcements of Leroy Smith's release date, and so maybe Kiryu, something like that. Maybe a delightful surprise of Kiryu actually getting announced or whatever. So yeah, boy, I stayed up like all damn night because this was in Thailand, yeah, Bangkok, Thailand, or something like that, where they had this. So the time zone, it was like 4 a.m. there, and 12 o'clock where we're at, and it was just underway. And then, boy, it was some good ass Tekken I saw though. Boy, they was going at it. It's kind of unfortunate. You see a lot of the same characters, just Akuma everywhere. I find that also ironic too. You see like the strongest characters are like non-Tekken characters. So you had Akuma just shoryuken people and left to right, doing all these ridiculous ass wall carry combos, and it was just insanity. And then you had freaking what is his name, Geese, just flipping people and shit and doing the damn combos, Repukins and all to oblivion, and just obliterating folks. And then what else? You just had Kasumi, and who else? Brian was up there a little bit. My boy Brian was up there a little bit. And who else? It was somebody that was like just prominent, and I do not recall him. Steve Fox was in there. Why is it not coming to me? It was somebody that was like just straight dominant, it felt like, and he was a Tekken character. No, maybe that was it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe that was it. Shaheen, Claudio. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe I'm trying to think of somebody that doesn't exist. I don't know. But nonetheless, it was some good ass Tekken. I think I forgot who won it. Darn it. Ash, not Arsenal Ash. I know he got knocked out not somewhat early, but before top 8 in pools, I guess technically for them. That was a weird ass segment too, like their weird ass bracket where it was like, I guess this round robin, but it's like very confusing, especially for the spectators, as well as like even the announcers was confused themselves. It was like, so I'm not sure if this is the match, if they won. And then there was a weirdness of if you were the first to lose one, then it doesn't even matter that you're eliminated anyway. It was a weird ass format, but nonetheless, after the fact, there was only one that won. And actually, let me look that up. I forgot his name. I don't follow Tekken too much, but I follow it reasonably. At least at the big events like Evo. Well, I guess really just Evo generally, or if I happen to be on Twitch and catch it somehow in one of the events. Winner of Tekken Tour, Tekken 7 Tour. Let's be specific. We know how Google is. Did you mean Tekken 3 Tour? I'm like, what? No, I did not. Chikarin. Yeah, Chikarin. And I thought let's look into that. So Chikarin won of Japan. I thought that was pretty notable because if you don't know, it seems like Tekken lately, at least for the longest, has been dominated by a lot of Korean players. And I think this was pretty notable that Chikarin, I'm pretty sure who's from Japan, actually took the crown this year at least. So yeah, maybe it was Geese. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure those are the characters: Akuma, Kasumi, Geese, Steve Fox, Brian Fury, with a couple maybe one offs. Jack 7. Jack is in there. I know. The one dude, the one American guy from ATL, Anakin. He was putting in that work too. And oh man, I forgot. Outside of that, yeah. So let's get back on the real meaty stuff. They announced three characters really. So first they announced Ganryu, who is of a pretty prominent Tekken character. He's kind of like just a rip off or answer to, and that's funny too. Wow, that's interesting. Both the sumo guys, I can't even remember the Honda. Just Tekken's answer to E Honda, who weirdly enough is recently came out on Tekken 5. I mean Streets of Rage 5 as well. So that's very weird. That's interesting. They both somewhat released similarly in the same time frame. But we got Ganryu, who's I guess his angle is like he's gonna be a wannabe YouTube streamer, Twitch streamer, whatever. I just found that funny. Nice. It's funny that that's the climate we're at now. That now that's become the kind of satire of hello everybody. Trying to. I guess he's trying to win his affection for Julia Chang, that's always been an ongoing story plot in Tekken, where he's always trying to fight for her love one way or another, at the sacrifice of his just respect for himself. Then after that, boy, they brought that fire. They released the trailer for your boy Leroy Smith. Man, and he looks so damn good in that damn trailer, man. Oh man, he was like fucking countering everything and shit, and then he had these power moves. He then on top of that had the damn sugar come out. Then on top of that, he had his damn cane, fucking cane attack that just obliterated people. It was great, man. Oh my goodness. And on top of that, they announced Fakuram. I might be butchering that, but fuck you, mom. Well, people are going to make that joke already. People have made that joke already, but fuck you, man. He's basically, to me, at least from what's seen in the trailer, he seems like a rip-off reskin of Bruce Irvin, with a little sprinkle of Sagat in terms of inspiration of the character design. He seems to have some overcharged complex or some supernatural ability that charges up his moves to some extent or something like that. I mean, he seems like a character up my alley, though. I'll probably try him when he comes out. He's coming out later next year in the spring, I believe. So he's cool. He seems okay. It's hard to tell. There was some weird scaling in terms of him coming out of the trailer and being released, which was a little weird. So in the trailer, he was up against Craig Marduk, and then in the cutscene, he's like freaking like 8 feet tall, and then like in the gameplay trailer, like when they went transition right to gameplay, he was like the same height as Craig. So that was a little understandably jarring for a lot of people to see. Like that's that don't really add up. Did he shrink? Is that his ability? Can he increase in size at will? Is he Ant-Man? I don't. How does that work? I don't. Then he came in on top of that. It's like they just want like, oh man, just to let you know, this dude badass. He just came. They flew his ass in a damn helicopter and released his ass like he a damn freaking Goliath, like a damn lion, damn just unknown beast amongst the general public. That he's just a secret weapon, which was weird, cool and weird at the same time. It's just like I don't know if I believe this. It's like I guess I need to know more about him. Like why was he locked up? Why they just drop him like that? But I mean, I guess we'll find that evidently after everything. Even though most of these DLC characters that came out that don't have a backstory, there are some that already do, but some of these new ones, like at least Leroy, at least from what I played too, they don't seem to really elaborate too much on their backstory outside of the trailers that come out. I'm not sure if they have an ending in arcade mode. I don't think they do, but would be a cool, nice touch if they did, but I don't think they do. But nonetheless, those are at least the announcements. But boy, let me tell you about Leroy Smith. Let me tell you about his ass, because he is fucking great. You hear me? This dude is the shit. Okay, he is so damn great. I was messing with him in the dojo yesterday. Boy, just seeing all his potential, and he's so easy to get down and grasp. On top of that, it's like, man, this dude was like made for me. It's like Harada just gave me something I didn't know I needed. And man, just his moveset, everything just felt so damn viable. He has a sweet ass the cane attack I was telling you about. It's a very unique trade-off that you never seen in Tekken before, that you can only use the move once, but it is powerful as hell. So it feels like if you used it in the right, reliable sense, kind of like a get out of jail free card, or technically a semi guaranteed win, obviously depending on your execution and utilization of the move, because it basically is like a guaranteed bound attack that does an insane amount of damage, and then when you combo off of it, it does even more damage, which is just insane. Then you have Sugar, which is his dog. You can send him out to do attacks. I'm thinking it's some potential mix up potential there, where you can actually utilize him to kind of put more pressure on the opponent, and kind of mix some things up there. And the really funny, cool part too is that it's a trade-off with that, because it's a probability factor, in that Rada confirmed this himself, that basically it's a random chance, but there are some times that he won't actually attack. He'll just run to the person and just stand there and look cute and shit, and like, oh, come on, man, this was I needed you to win the game. So there are moments where you call him out and he might not actually attack the opponent, which is, I think that's a very cool, unique aspect that I don't think you really see in fighting games specifically. That is just a random probability factor, which I thought was really pretty damn sweet. Overall, man, I love this damn character already. I only just play with him a little bit. I just practice, try to get some of his combos down, his just to get a feel for how his move set and how he kind of operates within Tekken, and then just play a little bit of Treasure Battle, kind of just get a realistic kind of hands-on feel with him in like a practical, like simulated environment. A little scared about online, but I'll probably This is definitely the character that's gonna get me to start playing Tekken again for sure. Outside of Kiryu, which hopefully one day he will come, and on top of that as well, adding some more possibilities to actually being a reality now is that we announced or talked about a couple episodes ago that he is gonna be a character, or no, he's pretty much a lot of the Yakuza games are coming to Xbox, so that definitely seems to rule out at least a lot of people saying that, well, the feasibility of him becoming a character in Tekken is because he's been exclusive to PlayStation. So it's like now it seems like he is like all game, it seems like, or maybe this was kind of in conjunction of that, or maybe due to that in the background possibly. But it's like now even more than ever, it seems like, man, he's on PC as well too. I mean, he's been on PC for a while, but it's just he's everywhere, so it seems to make sense that he would be a perfect guest character for Tekken. He just made for damn Tekken. I don't get why he's not one now, but I digress. Okay, it's just he was just made for Tekken. So who knows? They say that these are the only characters coming out this season, but you never know. Harada might, Harada, aka don't X me for shit. That was funny as hell. I respect him for that, because I mean, I know he gets all the hit up all the time. Like, hey Harada, could you add freaking Jesus in Tekken? We want to play him too. Like, don't X me for shit. Don't X me for shit. I'm tired of y'all. Sit your ass down. That was kind of how he was before he announced everybody at Tekken World Tour Finals. So Harada is great though. I love him though. I respect that dude. He's so great. Yeah. So the dream is tarnished for now, but who knows if there's a fourth season? Maybe he might surprise us from the woodwork with a release, actually a surprise new character, Kiryu. Maybe just straight up free. Maybe not even needing to be in a season pass. That'd be cool. Who knows? Maybe Game Pass. I mean, not Game Pass. I'm sorry, that's on the mind. I mean, maybe the Game Awards. Maybe out of nowhere, might get Kiryu announced for Tekken. That's probably that's a long stretch, but who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. I mean, Game Awards has increased its validity in terms of some straight up legit announcements, like at this point. So I wouldn't put it out the bag. It could still be in there trying to get out. You never know. So, man, I'm just saying, Leroy Smith is great. Ugh. Everything I wanted a Tekken character, man. Just some straight up legit counters, parries. He has just straight up just nasty combo potential, that juggle potential. The juggles are great. He can he can do so much great stuff, man. And he just feels so damn powerful. And then on top of that, he can taunt you and parry you at the same time. He is fucking great. I might stream him at least one off one day, maybe. When I feel somewhat semi-competent with them, but we'll see. So, boy, man, I'm pootered out. I'm just, boy, all this excitement. I feel like I'm old, man. Now all this excitement just got me a little tired, because I'm just so excited over everything. But it's true, man. Well, man, then Game Awards gonna be tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna go there since I'm close by. I'll be taking a trip there since it's very close to me. After I'm out of work, whatever. Kind of sad. Looks like they changed the after party, so no after party for me. Just FYI, man. That last year's after party was fantastic, man. That was great. So damn great. But looks like they switched up the party dynamic, so not the general peasantry as myself is not allowed to, or at least they're being very exclusive, tight knit with I think invites this year. I'm assuming, since I didn't get one like I did last year, so it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe somewhere down the road, I don't know. But I'm definitely excited for the Game Awards, just to kind of be there, have the experience, see all these awesome announcements. Probably gonna get a new Smash character. Curious who that's gonna be. Boy, it's gonna be great. Norman Reedus is gonna be there. Probably gonna come up with all them damn packages. They gonna be all destroyed in the rain and stuff. Time falls, just like it's like I feel for you, Norman. That probably, I feel like that's gonna be a bit. He's probably gonna come walking there, like I'm over encumbered. Here are the nominees. Here are the nominees for best original game. All right. So that's gonna be a good time. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. That's why I at least did this episode early, since I'm gonna be at the Game Awards, and I'm just gonna save that for next week in terms of kind of going over what at least my experience at the Game Awards as well, like all the interesting details and announcements. That's gonna be, I think, an episode in of itself. Is gonna be so much stuff to kind of divulge at the Game Awards as well. So that is why you got it early. Okay, you welcome. All right. And on that note, especially I'm at time now, that's going to do it for this episode of Switches Sites. Thanks for watching as well as listening. Greatly appreciated. If you would like, feel free to provide any feedback of any kind. Like, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff on your most popular podcasting platforms. It's greatly appreciated. You can catch me traditionally or normally at least every Thursday on Twitch TV/aswitch, where I do record this podcast live for your enjoyment and amusement and ridicule. I don't know why, but sure, yeah, why not? If you have any questions you'd like to submit to the show that ideally will become a segment at some point, if we get that going, at aswitchtv@gmail.com. Had to remember that because I forgot, but I did remember it, so I didn't forget. So there you go. Yeah, you can also catch me on youtube.com/aswitch. I was trying to figure out how to get all of these podcasts on YouTube. At least the audio only ones, or at least the ones I'm mainly having an issue with, trying to get those up. So I basically have to kind of edit those in Audacity, or not Audacity, Premiere, to get those actually formatted to actually be presented or actually be accepted by YouTube, because of course YouTube doesn't want to accept audio only formats because they think I'm what copywriting people's albums or something. I don't know. I sound like an old man. All these damn they want me to think I'm taking a format, taking all this copyrighted music. I ain't even gonna do nothing with it. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I think that's it. But until next time, guys, always a pleasure. I'll see you after the Game Awards and all these great games, and we're gonna get all these surprise announcements and all that.